Hi, buddy. Sure hope you had a great day. It turned out to be a rather warm and sunny, humid day around East Tennessee. Out doing some yard work in my house, and the sun came out. And boy, I tell you what, you can really feel the humidity when the sun started to come out. I want to talk about the drought monitor for just a moment. Let's talk about rainfall over the last 24 hours. Now, as you look at the rainfall over the last 24 hours, we saw some decent rain over the last 24 hours. How many more times can I say 24 hours? You get the point. But much needed rain, no doubt about it. When you look at the last 7 days, well, we haven't seen too much more. So therefore, without the rainfall, well, the drought has started to expand. The yellow area is the abnormally dry conditions. We do have a moderate drought where we had normally dry conditions earlier, or last week anyways. So this is not good news, and it looks like we're going to continue to trend a little bit on the drier side. Not a ton of storm systems to be heading our way to produce a lot of rain around the area. But we have had 7 days of temperatures of 90 degrees or hotter. Yesterday was the hottest day at 95. Today, around 4 o'clock, we had some 70s and low to mid 80s. So really, even though we had the cooler temperatures, it was still really hot and muggy out in the direct sunlight. As we get into the evening hours, temperatures will stay in the low to mid 80s as we get through about 8 o'clock, and then by 10 o'clock tonight, we'll drop down into the upper 70s. It's still muggy outside, so not necessarily the most comfortable evening, but once the sun goes down, should start to feel pretty nice. Morning lows will drop down into the 60s and 70s, so it is going to be a mild and muggy start to our Friday morning. Hey, at least we can say it's Friday. I hope you've had a great week so far. Temperatures on Friday, by the way, are going to top out in the low 90s. So again, short-lived with those 80s. Now we're back in the 90s as we get into our Friday, and that looks like that's going to be the trend into the weekend. Speaking of Friday, let's go ahead and walk you through the futurecast. We'll start off with partly cloudy to mostly clear skies, not expecting a whole lot of activity early on or really throughout the day. As we get into the lunch hour, maybe a few afternoon clouds building across the mountains. You notice that southeasterly flow, so if we can get some sort of energy to ride across the mountains, we may get a couple of afternoon showers and a few thunderstorms, but that should be about the extent of it. Most of us are likely to stay dry on into our Friday, and Friday night should be a wonderful night as well. 3-day forecast, Saturday and Sunday, we hang on to the low 90s. Now we're going to see some elevated rain chances as we get into the upcoming weekend. Dew points stay elevated as well, off the charts actually, so extremely muggy conditions expected Saturday and Sunday. Dew points drop on Monday due to the fact that we have a cold front swinging its way through, but it doesn't last long either. So we get these little cold fronts that drop the humidity for a day or two, and then the humidity builds its way back in. And a lot of heat is expected next week as well. Big, strong ridge of high pressure is forecasted next week. I'll show you that here in a second. Let's talk dew points. Remember, I said it's going to be muggy all the way through the weekend, but here's that Sunday, Monday cold front swinging its way through, and that's going to draw in some drier air just for one day, and then those dew points climb. So this tells the story as well. When you're talking heat index values, we round out the week with heat index values back to close to 100 degrees. We didn't have that today, but we will have that again tomorrow. We'll do it again on Saturday. Watch these heat index values to our north. Remember we said we had a cold front coming through Sunday? Whoop, starts to shut those down. So not a lot of heat index values up across the upper Midwest and the Ohio Valley Sunday. We will deal with the heat index values low 100s, but then as we get into Monday, there we go. Thanks to the drier air, we're not going to be dealing with heat index values on Monday, but they will soar back as we get into our Tuesday, Wednesday, due to the fact that we've got this ridge of high pressure kind of wobbling back and forth across the West Coast, and then it swings its way back to the West Coast as we head into the upcoming weekend. That allows that cold front to swing through Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Look at this. This builds and strengthens jet stream way to our north, and that, my friends, is going to allow for some extremely hot weather as we get into next week. Some of the hottest weather so far of the season, possibly next week. So elevated rain chances, I just think we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. So I wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans. Looks like they're going to be during the afternoon. So if you're going to be out on the lakes or the pools, your morning time would be the best time. Then we'll see the showers and thunderstorms build during the afternoon. Cold front swings through on Sunday, giving us those scattered showers. We'll shut down the rain chances Monday, Tuesday, and then elevate those again on into our Wednesday. So when you look at your 7-day rainfall outlook, we're looking at about a half an inch of rain. Could see obviously more than that with some of those solid downpours. We got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, so anything that does develop here as we get into the weekend and the start of next week is going to put down some locally heavy rainfall. So broad brushing, general idea, about a half an inch of rain over the next 7 days, but likely to more than that in isolated locations. Temperature trend, again, we're going to be a little bit cooler back on Monday, but and some lower humidity, so that's going to feel great. And then look at these temperatures, low, mid, and maybe even upper 90s to near 100 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Heat index values will be anywhere from about 100 to 105 or so right here in East Tennessee. So it's going to be incredibly hot and incredibly muggy as we get into next week. Low temperatures will stay in the 60s and 70s. And as we look ahead through the first week to 2 weeks of July, the Climate Prediction Center is predicting the possibility of above average weather, above average temperatures, I should say, below average precipitation. So you'll want to stay and follow along as we post weather updates 4 times a day, 6 a.m., noon, 5 p.m., which is what you're watching, and 9 o'clock for your bedtime forecast. You can also get all your latest weather information by downloading the East Tennessee Weather app. It's 100% free. Just go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and search East TN Weather, all one word. Look for the orange TN and the white lightning bolt. It's like the second one that pops up on the App Store and the Google Play Store. So we sure hope you have a great evening. Again, it is muggy, but at least we had some sunshine return, and it was nice to see a little bit of rainfall around the area. Prepare for some incredibly hot weather next week. But in the meantime, we sure hope you have a great night. See you soon.